this Journal of People of Indian Origin PIO Studies to His Excellency Shri Ankan Banerjee.
Thank you so much. Very cherished, cherished it. Thank you.
So, what is that?
I would like to invite all the distinguished guests in front to join them for a picture. Yes. Thank you.
One.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Ravichandran Murthy for a keynote address. He is a professor of international relations at University Kebangsaan Malaysia. He is a leading expert in Southeast Asia, South Asian and Indian Ocean geopolitics with over 100 academic publications to his name. Dr. Ravichandran has advised numerous international organizations, including GoPio Malaysia, and has spoken at conferences across Asia, including India, Pakistan, and China. He has held visiting roles in the US and Europe and is widely recognized for his scholarly contributions, including his recent book on Malaysia-India relations. Please join me in welcoming Professor Dr. Ravichandran Murthy.
Everybody, am I audible? Yes. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Ms. Shwashna, our charming moderator, master of ceremony, for the kind introduction. His Excellency Sri Ankan Banerjee, the Joint Secretary, Diaspora Engagement Division, Ministry of External Affairs, India. Mr. Guna, the President of GoPio Malaysia, as well as GoPio International Business Council, the ever hardworking Mr. Sasidharan here, the Vice President, who has been recently promoted from the Secretary, now he is the Vice President of GoPio Malaysia, and also heads the academic subcommittee, Mr. Rajesh Manial, from the Indian High Commission. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Tansri Malimuthu, who is a very senior academic, retired professor from the University of Malaya. And he was also part of the government at one point of time as a deputy minister. So, and also distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, professors from many universities in Malaysia, ex-students, students, my students from China and also from Indonesia, right? Is the Pakistani student here? Oh yeah, from Pakistan as well. So it is an international conference, okay, of Asia Pacific in that sense. It is both an honor and privilege to welcome all of you here today. I'm truly delighted to stand before such an international crowd, okay, this morning. I understand the difficulty in commuting on a working day in Kuala Lumpur, so I had to leave very early as well. But I came early and managed to have breakfast before coming here. Your presence speaks volume about the shared vision and commitment we all bring to the discourse of the PIO, or the People of Indian Origin, more commonly known as PIO, especially in the context of Malaysia-India relations. Okay. So we are gathered here the whole day to exchange knowledge, look at new ideas for engagement, build connections, networking, and hopefully leave inspired to make a meaningful impact in our field and the communities. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, impact on India-Malaysia relations. Okay, so this is an academic talk. Alright, I will divide my talk into two parts. The first, I will try to recap the history and the trajectory of relations between the two countries. And secondly, I will touch on the impact and contributions of the Indian diaspora community to these bilateral relations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to note that Malaysia and India had shared ethno-religious and social-cultural bonds through trade, conquest, migrations for centuries. Prior to the arrival of Islam in the early 15th century, Hindu-Buddhist traditions dominated the Malay world through governments, structures, ideas, philosophy, religious pursuits, and civilizational influence. Much of the local practices and language have been greatly influenced by these traditions, evident till today in many societies in the archipelagic and mainland Southeast Asia. Indian merchant ships traversed the seas of the Malay archipelago, conducting trade in numerous trading ports in the region. Along with trade, the Indian merchants brought their culture, practices, and religion, which were later embraced by the people and the governments in the region. Indians refer to the Malay Peninsula as Suvarnadiva, alright, the Golden Island, or Peninsula, which may have included not only Peninsular Malaysia, but also parts of Borneo, Sumatra, and Java. The other common name used by historians, or rather cited by historians, is the concept of Suvarnabhumi, the land of gold, as depicted in the classical Hindu text Ramayana. Archaeological evidence confirms the existence of several Indianized and partially Indianized settlements scattered along the northern section of the Malay Peninsula, such as Takola, Langkasuka, and Kadaram, which is the present-day Kedah. According to Chinese records, Langkasuka was the first Indianized kingdom, right, in the peninsula as early as in the 2nd century BC. Archaeological evidence also suggested the existence of Indianized settlements in the states of Kedah and Perak. The Hindu chandis and the Buddhist stupas found in the Bujang Valley, Kedah, Malaysia also indicate that early Indians, in addition to trade, began living in these areas and subsequently built religious structures to meet their worship needs. Kadaram or Kedah thrived politically and commercially under the rule of Sri Vijaya, a Malay Buddhist empire originating from the island of Sumatra from the 6th to the 7th century. During the Malacca Sultanate, 1400 onwards up to 1511, Indian traders, especially the Chulias and the Tamils from Tamil Nadu, the Gujaratis, settled in port cities. These communities established mosques, temples, trading guilds, and many intermarry with the locals, contributing to the formation of communities like the Chittis of Malacca, a Tamil merchant caste which form a distinct hybrid culture blending Hindu and Malay traditions. They actually have lost, they did not speak the Tamil language, they speak the Malay language, but they maintain two names. They have Indian names and also Malay names, but they are staunch Saivites. Okay, the community still exists today, and a majority of them still resides in Kampung Tujuh in Gajah Barang, Malacca, which is a piece of land which was given by the Dutch in the 17th century. Sorry, it was in the 16th century in that sense. Okay, even during the Islamic period of Peninsular Malaya, Indian influence on trade, socio-culture, and governance structure remained widespread. During the Western colonial period, as early as 1511, during the Portuguese, Indian traders still played pivotal roles in making Southeast Asia port flourish. Indian merchants from both the Hindu and Islamic faiths, although they compete for trading turf and influence in the Malay courts, were actively involved in trade during these periods. During the British colonial period, there was a significant influx of Indians into peninsular Malaya. As the British rule was established in India, contacts between India and Malaya resumed, beginning from 1867, when Strait Settlement, which is Penang, Malacca and Singapore, was granted status of the British colony, Crown colony. The interaction between